Danny, but I had training, so I've still got the oil leak to solve. I regrettably set my alarm to go up, so we're out in the patio because the Subaru's quite loud and I need to heat it up. I think it's leaking from the sump plug washer, so I'm going to take you in and I'll show you this. So I've got it ticking over in there, the door down, to try and keep the noise of the exhaust down because it's 7 AM, so we're not annoying the neighbours. We'll let the engine heat up a bit so as the oil's better to drain. We've got a service kit there, so just an oil filter, a new plug washer and some fresh oil, and hopefully that's going to cure it. The car is extremely dirty, so we're going to have to try and do something quickly before we head off. We've got a very small time frame here, but I'm going to set yous up and let's see if we can get this done. I'm thinking this is the source, guys. You see a slight pull with my finger before, there's a little pull there, pull the oil, so I'm sure it's leaking from the sump plug washer. So I'm going to drain it. The filter's just there, and we're going to replace the filter. It's nice and warm, so we can drain this nice. This is the oil we put in it. While this is draining, I'm going to give it as long as possible just to get all that shitty oil out. I'm going to hoover the car. Sorry, head torches on. So while this is draining, because I'm on a tight push, I'm going to quickly hoover the footwells and stuff of the car and wipe, just spray onto the cloth and dust down while this is draining, and then we'll come back and that'll kill two birds. And then we'll run it. I put about, it says 4.3, I've put roughly that in it. I'm going to run it up just for about a minute or 30 seconds or so to let oil fill into the filter. Then we can check the level, top it up as required, and then we're going to run it to make sure there's no leaks, and then we're good to go. So by running it just for that minute, it lets oil build up in the filter, because it's going to take as much as half a litre itself to fill. So that'll lower our oil level a little bit. So I'm going to let it settle, we're going to dip it, check it, top it up as required, and then run it. Go back underneath, make sure nothing's leaking. Michelle's quickly... What are you doing, Michelle?
I'm just hitting this with a quick detail just to take off the dust, any dirty marks, because it's not actually too bad on the inside.
What are you using?
I am using Spritz Interior Quick Detailer, so it's a wee auto finesse number. It saves their bacon a few times and it smells really nice.
Oh, look at that. Am I good or am I good? Just running it up, making sure we don't get the leak back. Everything's okay. I always double check everything. We'll run it just for 5 minutes to make sure there's no leaks, and then we'll double check the level, and we'll get it off. I'll go and get a shower, and then hopefully we can set off on the journey.
What's happening here?
Needs must. Needs must. I brought my own chemicals, and I didn't have time to wash the car, so we're just going to spray it up and use this jet wash.
We are literally about 5 minutes from Knockhill.
I met an FD2 and he says they don't have water.
Right guys, catch up with us in a minute.
This is genius.
Why?
I've mixed up my chemical guys in a spray bottle. Microfiber, so I don't have to use the scratch machine. Look.
I'm very good.
There's a few folk in it. There's FD2 there. A lot of Honda, a lot of love for the Hondas. I can't, am I the only Subaru? I'm going to spoil the Honda party. That one there, that's a stick out for me. Out myself into the Evos. I think that's cool. A nice Integra. I quite like that one, Michelle. That's alright, isn't it?
It's quite clean.
I've got to say. I'm glad someone else's alarm went off before mine did. There's a lot of love for the Hondas here. That ES2000. That's an S2000. Yeah, I've been looking for one of these for how long now, Michelle? And you have never been able to see one before, so now you'll be able to see it.
It's not shaped like a box.
Alright. Love for the starlet there. Prelude.
Imagine if we did other two cars up here.
Look at the smell! Look at that smell! The noise and smell is incredible.
over the hill first? The Subaru or the McLaren? You think so, Subaru? I'm going McLaren. I think the McLaren was going to overtake them. Right, they're just coming. I told you he's got him. Who's coming first, Subaru or McLaren?
I think
It's a Subaru! So just to summarise here on the end of this kind of Subaru episode where we finally used the car for what we finally got it for. To be honest, the plan was to sell the Subaru. It was supposed to be sold after my dad passed away. We had loads of plans for it. But then basically everything changed. Everything with all the cars has changed, all the different directions that we were going to do. None of that's really sticking. It's all being changed now. But before we let it go, that day comes, I simply wanted to use it for something that I said I was going to do. And to be honest, we couldn't miss this JDM meet. Thanks to everyone, by the way, at the JDM meet that took the time to speak to us and came to see the car. I would like to apologise that I maybe wasn't as open and listen to the dog there, and didn't spend too much time, but when the cars came out on the track I was kind of zoomed straight to that. Would we agree?
Yeah, you kind of forgot about the fact to believe for a car meet and kind of became completely focused on, oh, there's cars on the track.
The reason why we pushed everything through, like we pushed the paint getting done, we pushed the mechanical side, and we wanted to get to this JDM meet because it teamed up with the track day. And to be honest, part of the show was always going to be that when I started this, I've never been on a track.
No, I've never been to a track day.
Well, that was kind of my first, to be honest, like that. It was a great experience, and I've spoke to a lot of my friends and none of them have ever been on a track. And I don't know how hard it is, but will we find out?
You can find out. I'll support you from the side.
Well, step one, we're going to need a car. Or do we already have one? And that's why I couldn't miss the JDM meet. Because I had to use it to introduce this. I'm going to touch the screen. So you guys are going to get to see that now.
What are we driving? Hey, true, baby, for the track. We're gonna take it to the top and that's the